My name is TALHA YASEEN. I'm your IELTS examiner for today. What's your full name?
My full name is Mohammed Saklan.
How may I address you?
You may address me as Mohammed Saklan.
And where do you come from?
I'm from Multan.
Let's start part 1. In this part, I'll ask you some question about yourself. How often do you listen to music?
I frequently listen to music most of the time when I'm driving in a car from my workplace to home. I prefer to turn on the music, and when I'm at home alone, mostly at the night, I again listen to music before sleep.
Is music an important subject in schools in your country?
Not really, as you know, Pakistan is an Islamic country, and music is really frowned upon, and definitely it's not being taught in schools here. However, people listen to music most often here.
Did you ever go to live concerts?
I once went to a concert that happened in my university in Lahore, and that was the only time I was at the concert. I was in the concert, and this concert was of a famous singer in Pakistan known as Mustafa Zahid.
Do you prefer to read magazines or newspaper?
I prefer to read magazines over the newspaper, mostly like e-magazines over my phone or on my computer, because it's readily available as compared to like getting a magazine, paper-based magazine from the bookstore.
Do you think you can learn as much from a magazine as a book?
Not really. I mean, if I want to learn something, I would definitely prefer a book, as you know, magazines are the short version of a books, and the information that is available on in a magazine is really a shortened version of a book.
Do you think that you will continue to read paper based magazines in the future?
Not really. I mean, the paper-based magazines are becoming more obsolete these days, and people usually prefer to have magazines over their phones or on the computer because it's readily available, as I mentioned before. And I would say that in the future, I would keep reading magazines as compared to paper-based newspaper.
Do you like being outdoors?
I love being outdoors, and I'm an outdoor person. And over the years, as since I've moved out of my home and spent some days in Lahore, some years in Lahore, and I love being outdoors. It gives me really good pleasure, and I really love to spend times with my friends.
Which outdoor sports do you enjoy doing?
Mostly, I prefer to play cricket and badminton outdoors, as this is the most famous sports in Pakistan. Cricket is really famous in Pakistan, and I prefer to play cricket. And you can often see kids playing cricket in streets or in the playgrounds.
Okay. Which outdoor activities are most popular in your country?
It's mostly cricket, and afterwards badminton and volleyball, since it's the most famous games in our countries, and people prefer to hang out with their friends and play cricket and badminton.
This is the end of part 1. Now we are going to start part 2. In this part, I'll give you a cue card, a topic. You will have 1 minute to take notes and think about that topic. Then you have to speak for 2 minutes on it. And your cue card is this is the cue card. This is your pencil. Your time starts now. Are you ready?
Yes.
Your topic is describe your favorite actor or actress.
My favorite actor by far is Keanu Reeves. I like him because of his versatility and humility, and his roles are really down to earth. And I like him because he usually performs his own stunts in the movies, and the role that he's given, he always do best while he's performing. I also like him because he's a really down to earth person while off screen, and he does a lot of charity works, and he's really good to his fans, which is really not common in other actors while they are with their fans. Also, like there are many favorite movies that he has played roles. For example, he played a really good role as an assassin in a favorite movie series called John Wick. And then the second favorite movie series that I really like about is The Matrix, where he played a role of Neo, a skilled hacker who ended up saving the humanity. But by far, the favorite role he played was in a movie as a defense lawyer in the movie called The Devil's Advocate. This movie was probably released in 1996 or 1997, and in this movie, he showed how to fight one's own devils and how to fight the urges and how to stay on the good side while the devilish roles and devilish thoughts are in your minds.
Okay, this is the end of part 2. Now we are in part 3 of the IELTS speaking test. Kindly give me that cue card and pencil. Thank you. I'll ask you some question and you have to answer them. What are the most popular types of movies in your country?
The most popular movies in my countries are the action movies and the comedy movies, but people prefer to watch movies that really connect with their emotions most of the times. And also, like, people like to spend time to have a, like also people want to spend a good times and have really good energy while watching the movies.
Do you think that going to the cinema will be as popular in the future?
I don't think going to the cinemas in the future it would be as popular as it is today, because nowadays people prefer to watch movies or TV shows on their comfort on the on comfort of their homes while watching Netflix and all other these OTT platforms.
How strong a tradition is it today in your country to go to the theater?
Uh, Theaters are not really popular in Pakistan nowadays because, like, theaters used to be popular back in the 80s and 90s, but nowadays people usually prefer to directly go to the cinemas because nowadays the quality of theater shows has declined a lot, and most of the times theaters are outdated now. However, I believe going to the theater is really good for novice actors and actresses who want to practice and polish their acting skills.
Do you think that theater should be run as a business or as a public service?
I think it's a 50-50 because, theaters should be run as a public and as a business as well, because it employs a lot of people in a theater industries, which gives employment opportunities to people. Also, like, if theaters are run as a business, running theater as a business also gives a lot of business opportunities and employment opportunities for the people.
This is the end of IELTS speaking test.